Hey, this is Will. So in this episode, I am going to explain to you how to use Pinterest for a business. Pinterest is actually absolutely amazing for a business, and I think it is so underrated. And the problem is, I think, because most of the people don't know how to do it. And actually, if you look at Pinterest, when I look at all of these brands, 99% of the brands, they are doing things wrong. And if you actually know how to do it right, and I will try to explain to you how to do it right, you can absolutely crush it. So I'll show you why exactly it is very powerful. I'm going to give you some examples, and I'm going to basically explain exactly what you need to do to succeed on Pinterest. So this is going to be super useful episode, honestly, so much value. By the way, I will leave anything that I talk about, some tools or resources, whatever. I also have some special discounts and bonuses and whatnot, so check out the description. Also, make sure to check out my main YouTube channel, my Instagram account for quick and actionable growth hacks. And every single week I give out one of my courses completely for free. So if you're listening to this as a podcast, take the title, put it on YouTube, find the video, make sure to smash the thumbs up button and leave a comment to enter the competition. Now let's get into the good stuff. So just to show you a little bit of an example how powerful Pinterest can be, if you're listening to this as a podcast, on the video I'm actually showing what I'm talking about. But basically, I have created this little experiment quite a while ago, and I don't even remember right now how much effort I put in, but I know it was very minimal effort. I just got my virtual assistant to create some articles, some pins, schedule it out, and that's it. And the cool thing about Pinterest is that Pinterest is a search engine, so it's kind of a mix, almost a mix between a social media platform and a search engine, but it's really more a search engine rather than anything else. So once you create content, the content there is going to live for a long time, depending on your niche and all of those kind of things. But for example, here, I created some content for this specific experiment, and this content, these are the stats for 1 year. So it brought 11,000 different users to the website. And this, I think the investment for this was maybe, I don't even remember. I want to say like something as low as $100, maybe $200, something like this. And actually even there is this one decrease in traffic, and this is because I forgot about this experiment and I forgot to extend the server for the website. So the website was down. So I even actually messed it up, because that is also not good for Pinterest algorithm. If you're just, someone's clicking on your pin and they're going to the website or like a broken link, then Pinterest is going to penalize you. So this account definitely got penalized for that. But even aside from that, as you can see, it's been getting this traffic and it has been decreasing a little bit, but still I have not touched any of this, and it's been driving me traffic now for, I think, for 2 years. And just to show you, if we go down the traffic channel, as you can see, pretty much all 100% is social, and out of that, pretty much all is Pinterest. So this is just one example, and I like this example because I do use Pinterest to drive traffic to all of my different businesses. But this one was just like a little experiment that I didn't do anything else whatsoever. Didn't optimize for SEO, didn't use any ads, didn't drive traffic from email or anything like that. Just Pinterest, and that is it. So the problem that most brands do with Pinterest is, let's say you have your product or your service, software, whatever it is. Most of the people, they are just going to, let's say here is an example of Sephora, which is a makeup brand. And all of that they do, as you can see, they're just posting their product pictures, and that is it. And then they are hoping that someone is going to come on Pinterest, they're going to find this product, click on it, and they're going to make a purchase. And I'm not saying that can't work. That can indeed work and then can generate some sales, but I would say that is not the right way to do, because it's not going to make you a ton of sales, and there is definitely a better way to do Pinterest. And these pins, honestly, when you have just a regular pin of a product, it's not even in the size that Pinterest prefers, it's not going to get promoted a lot and it's not going to get that much engagement. What you want to do instead is something like this. So if on Pinterest I type in skincare, you will see that the pins that come up first, these are the pins, well, basically that are, I guess, most tailored for your account, but they're also most popular pins. All of these are definitely very, very popular. And you will notice that you don't have product pins here. You don't have just a regular product pin and that is it. You do have some, but these are ads. But aside from that, it's pretty much all sort of just skincare tips, skincare routines, things like that. Basically, useful type of information, and it's content rather than just product. That is something very, very important to understand. So really what you want to do with Pinterest, you want to basically create a funnel. So you are using Pinterest to drive traffic, and you're not just driving traffic straight to the product, but you want to basically have a few different steps before the actual sale is happening. And it depends how basically complex you want to make this funnel. You can really just create some sort of content that is just useful for your potential customer, and then you can give them some sort of lead magnet that is going to, you'll be able to acquire their email address in exchange. By the way, if you want some templates, self-plug, I do have some lead magnet templates that make it very easy to create one. But basically you can do that, and then through email marketing later on, once you warm up your audience, then you can make the sale. So basically you're using Pinterest as just a traffic source and you're providing some sort of value. If you want, also, you don't need to wait as long. You can basically kind of have a combination where you are providing some value, but you also have a call to action to make that purchase at the same time. So just a quick example to make this a little bit easier to comprehend. There is this website. This is basically a Korean skincare website, The Clog, and I absolutely love their content marketing. So what they do here, they have a blog post which is, should I moisturize with hyaluronic acid, I don't even know what that is, during the winter. So anyway, basically I'm pretty sure someone who is into skincare might know what that actually means, but they have this article, and this is something that, you know, a lot of people might be interested in that are into skincare, and you can create different pins for this specific article and put them on Pinterest. And basically what you want to do for your business, you want to make sure obviously that you optimize the pins, so you put in the right keywords. Don't do keyword stuffing or anything like that. You can use some tools that can help you to schedule out your pins, or you can hire a virtual assistant to do all of that kind of stuff for you. But the point is, you create these pins. You can use Canva, by the way, to create them very easily. And then you get traffic to come to this blog post. And in this blog post, you will see that what they do is, first of all, they are answering this question. So someone has basically a problem. The problem is they don't really know if they should use this, whatever acid it is, during winter. And this article is solving that problem. They are explaining whether someone should use it or not. And within the story, as you can see, they have this section at the bottom, and basically they say shop the story, and they have the products that they have mentioned in the story. So this is really cool, what I really like about it. So within the text, they have basically the products that they recommend for your skincare. And obviously those products are their own products that they are selling. And even at the bottom, they have the products from, again, the same story, the same little article, and they have even the pictures and all of that. So it's easier for people to also visualize it. So I really, really like the way that they do this. And the cool thing here is why you can do this for Pinterest. Usually if you would do something like search engine optimization, and let's say you would write this article, whether this acid should be used during winter, you would need to put in quite a bit of effort. You would need to basically write a really long article, and you would need to make sure that it's optimized for keyword research and all of that kind of stuff. And then you might even need to get some backlinks to rank for it, and so on and so forth. So it is quite difficult to do that depending on what the article is. It can be very difficult. Whereas with Pinterest, the really cool part is that when you look at this article is, I would say, just a few hundred words, maybe 500 words. So it's really, and they don't need to think about any keyword research or anything like that, because the traffic is coming from Pinterest. So the articles that you are producing, obviously they should give some value, but they are a lot easier to produce. And this is the main point. If you're, let's say, creating an article that's 5,000 words for Google SEO, instead of that, you can create 10 of these articles and then create some pins and then drive traffic to these different articles. So that's something that I personally really like about Pinterest. And if you create good pins, you can really go even viral on Pinterest, and it doesn't take as much time, especially because Pinterest prefers fresh pins. So once you post these new pins, they're going to get a little bit of a boost at the beginning. And you know, if they got good engagement, good saves, good click-throughs, and all of those kind of things, then they're going to start ranking faster. Whereas with something like Google search engines, you don't have the same thing, because if you have this new content, you need a lot of different factors to actually start ranking it. So there are a lot of different factors that come into how exactly to grow Pinterest account and all of that kind of stuff. But basically, you want to just make sure that you optimize your account, you create good looking pins, you have the necessary keywords, because again, it is a search engine, it's just a visual search engine, but you want to make sure that you have the specific keywords that someone might look on Pinterest for. And you want to create your pins in a way that actually create curiosity and people actually want to click through. You don't want to put all of the information right there on the pin. You want to have people to click through your website. Another thing that you can do with Pinterest is you also can run Pinterest ads. Pinterest has been pushing ads quite a bit, honestly. And the thing here is you don't have as great of a tools, I would say, depending what you compare it to. But let's say if you compare it to Facebook, you maybe not have as great of tools to run ads on Pinterest. But at the same time, first of all, they are working a lot. Actually, they just released some new things as well. I haven't even checked all of them yet, but there isn't as much competition as well. Not as many companies, especially when it comes to the smaller companies. All of the companies that I usually see on Pinterest, they are just the very big companies that are running ads. So if you are in some very little sub niche, you definitely have a competitive advantage, and I would definitely suggest you look into Pinterest ads. Another thing that I don't really see many companies doing, but it can work really well, is to work with Pinterest users. There are some authority users on Pinterest that are getting millions and millions of impressions and views, and same kind of thing as any other social media platform. You have your influencers, you have your YouTubers, you have people on Instagram. You can do the same thing here as well on Pinterest. You can actually contact some of these big accounts and basically give them out your product or pay them a certain amount of money and ask them to create pins and post pins about your product on their account. Also, one little tip, if you want to grow your account, as I said, obviously you want to concentrate on the click-through rate. If you want to generate revenue, you want to, get good return on your investment. But also in general, if you want to grow your account, you should also have a little bit different type of content. So let's say if you do create some infographic where you are giving out all of the information right away, those infographics, they are going to get a lot of repins and a lot of saves, and that is going to basically boost your account in total, and then it's going to help your other pins to rank better as well. And also when it comes to new features, for example, Pinterest is pushing video quite a bit, so you can get more reach if you're doing video. Or they also have stories. So if you're doing stories as well, they will not necessarily, you can't add any link with stories, which is annoying. But at the same time, even though you don't get those click-throughs, you can get a lot more engagement, and you also kind of get just more exposure, more awareness for your brand. So I will try to leave some resources out there if you still have no idea how to start, how to create the different images and how to optimize them. I will leave some of the links where you can either get some templates or get someone else to do these kind of things for you. If you have any questions, if you're listening to this as a podcast, take the title, put the title on YouTube, find the video, and leave your questions in the comments. I'll try to answer as many of those as I can. Make sure to check out my main YouTube channel. Also check out my Instagram for quick and actionable growth hacks. If you found this useful, make sure to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, put on notifications. Stay awesome, and I'll see you soon.